All right, welcome back. Those of you that have been taking this course along with me, now you've familiarized yourselves with the names of the flute, the parts of the flute. You can use different kinds of breath. You can play the upper notes, the lower notes, all the notes. And we talked about stepwise motion, leaps. We talked about grace notes and bends. Now I want to introduce another technique that is common, and you'll recognize this. And it's also a way to add expressiveness to your flute playing. It's called vibrato. This technique might take a little bit of time, so just be patient with yourself as you're learning this technique or this effect. Vibrato is a way to add a pulsing effect to any note by modulating your breath and your breath pressure. And you do that by constricting your diaphragm and forcing waves of air out of your vocal cords or your lungs. And that would sound like this. And I'll vocalize just to make it audible, make it more obvious what's happening. So you hear singers doing this all the time. I think everybody knows what vibrato is, but it sounds like this. And it may not be the prettiest sound when I'm doing it right now, and it may not sound that pretty when you do it, but it's just to feel the feeling of constricting your diaphragm, as if somebody was pushing on your stomach. And so that's the first thing you need to be able to do. And you can practice that slowly. You can just do one at a time if you want. Just practice that. Then the next step would be to remove the vocalization and just have it be the air. And that would sound like this. And see if you can do that. Then you'll apply that to the flute. And on the flute, it would sound like this. You notice that I'm varying the tempo or the intensity of the vibrato, and this is something that you can do. You don't have to make it metric or metronomic in terms of the beating or ba 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 ba. It doesn't have to be like that. And back in the old days, in the 20s, 30s, 40s, people used to use a very fast vibrato and a very rhythmic vibrato. But styles change. Singers, musicians of all types use vibrato in their playing. So I think it adds a lot of interest and beauty to the notes. Of course, you wouldn't want to use it all the time, but you can use it in the middle of a note. You can kind of use it towards the end of a note, and it makes things more expressive. So use it as you will. It's a musical technique. It's an ornamentation technique that you can use to add interest and beauty to your flute play. So I hope you enjoy using vibrato, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson where I'm going to talk about melodic play and different types of play, both in rhythm and not in rhythm, and how you can develop your flute play in that way.